What's going on, Stim Junkies? High-stim Ace here, and first of all, I'd like to start the video by thanking each and every one of you guys tuning in right now. Today is High-stim Saturday, and I know a lot of you guys are hopped up out of your minds right now in the gym, crushing those workouts and destroying those PRs. Now, with that being said, you are choosing to come here to the High-stim Ace YouTube channel and watch High-stim Ace discuss some of these illicit bunker formulas, and boy, do I have one for you today. For today's video, we are going to be reviewing Hyperdose from high-stim-pre-workout.com. And you guys should know the name high-stim-pre-workout.com because I've already reviewed 3 of their pre-workouts. I reviewed Irate, I reviewed Game On, and I reviewed Venom last week on High-Stim Saturday. We are continuing the tradition. I ran this one twice, and I have a lot to say. So let's not waste any more time. Let's roll that freaking intro. And when we come back, we are going to discuss Hyperdose from High-Stim Pre-Workout. Alright guys, so looking at the tub here, Hyperdose in hand, and this thing looks pretty plain, pretty simplistic, but being that this is from high-stim-pre-workout.com, you know that this is anything but ordinary. The company supposedly is called X4X, which I have no idea what that's supposed to mean, but we are getting 300 grams in here, which is very common for these bunker bathtub type of formulas, such as Firestorm, Smash AMF, and a whole host of other ones. You're getting the Cherry Blast flavor in here. I do believe it's the only flavor they have, and we're going to discuss the flavor in a moment. But circling back around, just looking at the actual label here, this is pretty much identical to a couple of other pre-workouts. So I know right off the bat that this label is complete nonsense, and we're just going to skim through that very, very quickly. You do have the batch number over here, which is very common in Smash AMF. They have it listed on the side. I think Firestorm as well. But yeah, overall, very simplistic looking label. Nothing too crazy, nothing that pops. But if you guys know what's up, you know. So we got the tub open very quickly. We're just going to peek inside and see what that powder is looking like. As you can see, it is packed all the way to the top, and I've ran this one twice already at a heaped scoop each time. Today I went a little bit more than that. I really wanted to feel that effect. But as you guys could see, it's got like this whitish, grayish kind of color, maybe a little hue of pink in there, which is very, very typical in those other bunker bathtub formulas. But yeah, pretty much this is what the powder looks like. 300 grams, 10 gram scoop, and 30 servings per container. So pretty much on the money. The scooper is nice. It comes in exactly at 10 grams. We're going to talk about that in a bit. But yeah, overall, we got the entire package in here. Let's get talking about this pre-workout. So the flavor we have on this pre-workout is called Cherry Blast, and I guess there is a little hint of cherry in there. It's nothing delicious. It's nothing that you're going to enjoy sipping. It's not disgusting. It's not the worst I've ever had, but it's definitely not a pleasant type of experience. It's got the earthiness. It's got a little bit of the burn going down. You guys know the types of pre-workouts we are dealing with. This isn't Ghost or another one of these mainstream companies where they focus on flavor above everything all else. The flavor here is the least of the concerns because the flavor, it is what it is, guys. Have a piece of gum handy and move on with your lives. Chances are there's like 6 to 7 guys sitting around the bathtub and mixing this one in by hand, okay? And you guys are talking about flavors. It's not the worst flavor in the world. It's not the best flavor in the world. Let's move on to this label. So looking at the supplement facts, and I use the term supplement facts very, very loosely because there is nothing supplemental about this product here, guys. You're not going to be getting efficacious bodybuilding dosages for the gym. This here is a stim bomb, and we all know it. But with that being said, one scoop comes in at 10 grams. You're getting 30 servings per container, and I can verify that is accurate. A flat scoop is going to come in exactly at 10 grams, and therefore you're getting 30 servings per container. I could do a little bit of basic math, so there's that. Now, the label on here is very, very familiar. I've seen this label like 4 or 5 times already. Pretty much identical to Smash AMF, Firestorm, Game On, UK Labs, Fire Fuel Pre-Workout, and a whole host of other illicit underground products. So we're not going to spend a lot of time dissecting it. I'm not really going to go over dosages, but I'm popping it up on the screen. You guys can pause and check it out, but you're just going to be wasting your time. It's not even worth looking into. But you're getting some vitamins, you're getting L-citrulline at 3 grams, citrulline D-L-malate, beta-alanine, creatine HCl, acetyl L-tyrosine, you're getting taurine, L-carnitine, 350 milligrams okay, caffeine anhydrous 350. Then it claims DMHA at 120 and DMAA at 50. That is interesting, and we're going to discuss that because I do have something to say about that specifically. But then you're getting the typical rest of the ingredient profile, green tea, synephrine, hordenine, grapeseed extract, L-theanine at 20 milligrams, literally the exact same dosages as those other pre-workouts I mentioned. I just reviewed Game On about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and it's pretty much the same identical label. Black pepper, N-methylamine HCl, naringin, and yohimbine HCl. Okay, so this label is complete fluff. Let's discard it. Let's put it aside, and let's talk about the experience. Before high-stim Maze breaks down my experience running hyperdose pre-workout 2 times over the past week, don't forget to like this video, comment below, share the channel with a fellow stim junkie or a bathtub pre-workout enthusiast, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Alright guys, so today is Friday. I'm recording it for high-stim Saturday, and I did just get back from the gym a couple of minutes ago. I took a fat heaping scoop today, 13 grams on the digital scale. I did start off with 11 grams the very first time I took it, which was a couple of days ago, and I took it on a work day. So again, I take these crazy concoctions, I go to the gym, whatever happens, happens, and then I come home and I got to deal with the consequences because a lot of times there's issues sleeping, and then I'm not going to wake up on time the next day, which, I mean, hell, I always wake up on time, I set the alarm, and I power on through. You guys know that the grind is all about the grind, but in the end of the day, it's not something I look forward to. Luckily for me, this one here did not cause any sleep issues. It did not cause any anxiety. Quite the opposite, guys. This here is one of the most euphoric pre-workouts of the year, and it really probably is in the top 5 euphoric pre-workouts of the year. And it's funny because I did just release a top euphoric pre-workouts of 2025 video a couple of months back, and if I would have had this one, it would have definitely made it on that list. But with that being said, this one comes in, it's interesting because a lot of times with these bunker basement formulas, either they hit instantaneously, like, 3 to 5 minutes, or a lot of times, in my case, they take like 35, 40, 45 minutes to really build, to really brew, to cook in your system and take you to where you're trying to go. So with Irate, it hit relatively quickly, like 15 minutes if I recall correctly, 20 minutes to really get that full effect. And with Game On, it was also around that same 20, 25 minutes, something like that. But then it kept building and building, and that was a fun experience. Venom also felt it relatively quickly, and then it was just building over the next 45, 50 minutes. So this one here is also kind of like that. You're going to feel something within 5 to 7 minutes, like this awakening, but this illicit kind of awakening. Okay, so not something you would get from like an energy drink or from a regular daily driver pre-workout. It's not necessarily an energy kick. It's more like this nootropic head buzz that comes with its own floaty feeling, and you're going to start feeling that at about 5 to 7, 8 minutes, something like that. But it isn't until about the 25, 30 minute mark where this thing really starts building and building upon the foundation that it laid down at that 7, 8 minute mark. This thing is extremely euphoric. It's very happy. And it does also have that nice illicit tunnel vision focus, although not as much as Game On, Venom, or Irate. It's toned down in the focus department. You're still going to be focused. You're still going to have a good nootropic head high, and you're going to be dialed in onto whatever it is that you're doing. But this here doesn't really have that focus on that same level. It forgoes it, and instead you're getting a euphoria, just a straight up happy euphoria where you're dancing, you're bopping with the music, and you're in your own little zone. So to me, it does feel like there might actually be DMHA in here, maybe in not such a high amount, maybe at like 150 or 200, but it would have to be really, really pure and clean, good quality, synthetic lab-made yum-yums that we know and love. That good 2-amino, none of the Jugglin's Regis. So I do think there is some well-sourced DMHA in here. Is there DMAA? I don't know, guys. It's very hard to tell. In this day and age, DMAA kind of lost its meaning. It's not the same 1,3-dimethylamine that was around like 10, 12 years ago. It's a little bit different now. So could this be a modern interpretation of it or a stimulant that mimics that effect? It's possible, because I personally always get a lot of euphoria on DMAA. People say DMAA gives you this like intensity and like this crazy energy, which sometimes I do get that as well. But every pre-workout that had real DMAA in there always made me very euphoric, very floaty, very happy, but also provided a mental sense of urgency, not something like yohimbine would give where you're physically tweaked out and you just can't stop moving. It's more of a mental focus, a drive, and a determination. So maybe this does have, the label, it says 120 DMHA, 50 milligrams DMAA. I wouldn't be surprised if this had 50 milligrams of DMAA or a stimulant that is similar structurally and achieves the same effect. I wouldn't be surprised. That actually makes a lot of sense to me. I don't think this one has an extra ingredient sprinkled in that takes that focus to the next level. A lot of people were theorizing about Smash AMF and a couple of those other ones specifically having some sort of analog in there that really dials you in on that focus. I didn't get that tunnel vision focus. I was still focused. It was a good nootropic, just a very, very clean focus, but it wasn't that illicit tunnel vision like in Smash or those other pre-workouts I mentioned. This one is just happy vibes all around, just listening to good music. And you know, when high-stim cranks out the nightcore and the K-pop and all that other weird stuff, that's when I'm euphoric. That's when I'm happy. I just want some high energy, upbeat, happy electronic music, maybe a little bit of singing in the background, and I just want to bop and freaking have a good time in between my sets, which incidentally is what I did today. So the first time I ran it about 2 or 3 days ago, took it at 11 grams, which is slightly heaped, and I just paired Magnify pump capsules on it because I didn't want to take away from the stim effect. So I just paired those light pump capsules, and it was great. I had an amazing workout. It felt really good. I was locked in, good nootropic feeling, but also euphoric and happy the entire time. But it wasn't until today where I took it at a fat heaping 13 grams and paired a light pump formula on top of it. Not going to reveal which one because I am going to be reviewing that one in the coming week and a half or so. But that one synergized really, really well. And it was a pure pump formula, not one that has extra nootropics or anything like that. Just pretty much straight up pumps and strength output, and not really any nootropics in this particular pump formula. So it was an incredible experience. It's still built very nicely. Despite the fact that there was 8 grams of citrulline in the pump formula, it did not detract from the happy feeling. As a matter of fact, I think it hit me a little bit faster today than it did the first time around. Maybe the blood flow kind of helped with it, but who the hell knows, guys? We never know how these products actually work. We just assume, and we know based on our bodies how these products affect us in the gym. So overall, when it comes to comparing this product here to the other ones I reviewed from high-stim-preworkout.com, be it Irate or Game On or Venom, this one falls in its own little category. It is definitely different than those three because there are some similarities between the other 3 products I mentioned, but this one kind of dials down that illicit tunnel vision focus, and you're just getting happy, euphoric, positive, and very, very confident vibes. And it builds and builds and builds. It never gets to the point where it's too intense. You don't have crazy heart rate. You don't have an insane sense of thermogenesis, no survival mode, no heavy breathing, nothing like that. But I will say, guys, that another reason I do believe this has one of these strong gray area stimulants is because the Stimmy Willy meter comes in at a 10 out of 10 on this one. So definitely don't get yourself confused because this one here will get you all the way down. So if Hyperdose sounds like something that you'd be interested in, if you guys are looking for that pre-workout that's going to have you floating in the clouds and just feeling happy and euphoric and just put you in a great mood and make you the best version of yourself, both confident and positive and just upbeat all around, then you can head over to high-stim-preworkout.com, use discount code ACE10 at checkout. It will save you 10% off your entire order and help support the High-Stim Ace YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you to high-stim-preworkout.com for sending this pre-workout my way for review. I greatly appreciate it. I've been having a lot of fun testing out all these crazy illicit bathtub formulas and bringing you my reviews on here unbiased as I always do. If you guys found this beneficial and informative, don't forget to drop a big like. It greatly helps the algorithm. Comment down below. Let me know if this is one you've tried, if this is one you're interested in, if it intrigues you. Did you try any of the other pre-workouts I reviewed from high-stim-preworkout.com? Let me know, guys, in the comments down below. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the little bell notification to get all of High-Stim Ace's latest updates. Follow me on Instagram at High-Stim Ace, and I will see you all next time for the next High-Stim pre-workout review. Take care, everybody. High-Stim Ace, signing off.